All right, traders, I hope everyone had a great weekend. This is our end of month review of the S&P. It is 30 April 2017, and we can appreciate that sentiment has broken resistance. And we know that we had a slight pause around all-time highs and a little pullback on Friday, but yet sentiment made a new high, so that's bullish. If we look at a weekly chart, we can appreciate that a weekly chart is maintaining the angle of advance. And I point out some key areas here that bears had an opportunity to take control here. So we had very bearish closes here, but no downward follow through. And then we break out of this weekly range and we rallied up higher. Same circumstances to start the new month here in May. So this is a bullish weekly chart. This is the daily chart that we've looked at a few times. And again, this is very distributive in structure. So our preliminary supply, buying, climax, automatic reaction, secondary test. Supply overcomes demand. We have a lower low, a supply of sign of weakness. Up thrusts, another sign of weakness. But this retest of highs here should have happened in the contracting volume, and that would support an up thrust at their distribution. The fact that this has happened or occurred with expanding volume leads me to believe this is a change of character. This is accumulation, and that supports my bullish thesis of the 242, 246 price objectives. It looks like prices need to pull back and test this prior resistance, confirming a support, which would be around the 50% retracement, and then rally higher. So I'm bullish above 236 as that is bullish technical strength. If we look at the hourly chart, we can appreciate that we had the introduction of some supply here. And that not only do we have the introduction of supply, we had some very little demand participating on this rally. So on the 1 hour time frame, this suggests that we were seeing some distribution, and that's why I kind of gave us a lower weekly target to close on Friday. But the character which that prices are trading on Friday, with narrowing price spreads and decreased ease of downward movement, leads me to believe that although this probably was some profit taking and decrease in exposure, that supply is having a difficult time overcoming demand here. I think this is bullish. I think that although prices could drop down to 237.5 because that's the cause that we have here, that's our bearish price objective, we may very well just trade laterally until we approach this lower trend line here and then rally higher. Or of course we could break down, but that's kind of how I see things. If we look at, all right, so now we're looking at a 15-minute chart of the E-minis here, and we can appreciate a couple of things. The first I see is that we had a very bearish candle here. So this 15-minute session is very bearish, but there's no fall through, so potential spring there. Looking at this information, I'd suggest that we rally into the open on Monday, and then we break back down and test this area. So I think it's a little bit indecisive here. I also point out that we closed below the point of control for the week and at the value area low. So 80% of the trading should happen within the actual value area defined by the value area low and value area high. If we change this information to reflect that of the value or the market profile for the month, we can appreciate a couple things. And the first is that we actually are in a trading range above the value area high for the month of April. And if you look, there's very poor market structure that's present here. So there's a chance that maybe we're seeing some distribution, as I mentioned there on the SPY chart, and that prices may drop back down and rebuild some of this market structure between this 2370, 2378 down to 2374. And it could actually break down as far as the value area high, which is 2367.50. But if we look at the delta here, I can appreciate the delta is actually continues to show a buying imbalance. If you look at an hourly chart, we can appreciate that, yes, maybe we are seeing that distribution that I've talked about, but again, you can appreciate that there is the buying imbalance continues to expand. So it looks like we're continuing to see some participation that's there. Shorts are still covering, maybe longs are still chasing. If we look at a footprint chart, we can see at the close here that there is a huge selling imbalance. So I got to ask myself, maybe we're seeing some distribution here, but this is the largest selling imbalance of any of the sessions that I've seen, and prices didn't break down. So this may be an attempt at bullish absorption. Suggests maybe we're going to retest highs. So we're just seeing a lot of information here as the market's digesting all the information to close the month. But I still stand bullish moving forward. I think maybe we see a pullback, and I think we'll see some participation and we'll rally higher.